Hello everyone, welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of Bryce Talk Show. Now, for those of you who remember during the summer, I tried to do a live stream on my computer this time to see if it would work on webcam, and apparently there was some issues where it didn't work and it still doesn't work, so I'm going to redo it. Today I want to discuss, because this is important. Now, I want to know what happened to GoPro Splice. Now, let me tell you what happened for those of you who haven't known. GoPro Splice video editor was originally made by GoPro. The ones, who made you the GoPro camera. They made a lot of apps like Splice, and it's like your average video editor like iMovie and all that stuff, but it's way better. It was 10 times better than iMovie back then. Now, back then you had various sharing options. The ability to share unlisted videos using splice.gopro.com, which they don't use that domain anymore, and obviously more places to share your videos with. Now, back then, you had a bunch of places to share content with, especially YouTube, but it was removed, and so much things, that, haven't, been doing good. Many music to choose from. They've been updated. The bad news is they removed a lot of them, especially the sound effects. And, yeah, it sucks. But that's what happened. So, I'll just, tell you that's what happened when GoPro took over. Yeah, I wish, they didn't, have to take it over, but that's what they did. Now, Bending Spoons is the company that took over GoPro's app. Bending Spoons, that they took over the development. I don't know if it was last year or when it started, but it was this year that they made some changes. Such as in the middle of the year when they removed the, splice.gopro.com domain, which all your shared videos won't work, because I would bookmark them so I could watch them on the website, because I would delete the project from Splice by deleting the app if there was no storage left. So, I would do that, all this other stuff happened. But the biggest change was in the summer of June 2019 when version 4.0.0 was released. It changed Splice forever. Now, I have a screenshot of what Splice looks like now. Take a look. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? Seeing of all these things that they used to have, now they pretty much replaced it. Now let's talk about it, my feedback on it. Now, what they've done now, they have a new subscription called Splice Pro. Really? Splice Pro. Now, there's not much, to buy for this. Probably not as much features for the subscription. And you also have the trial, I knew this was coming eventually when Bending Spoons took over the development, because it used to be owned by GoPro, again, who had a lot of money, obviously. But that's what happened. GoPro, Bending Spoons took over GoPro, and now, guess what? It's turned into a complete disaster because, somebody thought it would be a good idea to take it over. So, that's what they did, and now this is what we have. It's kind of crazy to believe, what it has come to. But let me tell you some other things. The good thing is they have the project name. So if you create a new project, you'll get the project date. Of course, you can change the name. So it used to be where you'd make a project and it'd be Project 1, Project 3. Now it's with the date, which I guess is, a good thing. Not too much bad to worry about. Then, another crazy thing they did was Oh boy. Like I said, they replaced a lot of things, a lot of sound effects and music. As you could tell in the screenshot, it was pretty crazy. Now, I mean, there are some really good ones, but why replace a lot of it? Like, why couldn't you just replace some? I don't understand why they needed to get rid of every single thing there was. I don't understand, but yeah. Well, that's people nowadays. So yeah, I don't understand these people some of these days. But whatever. But no, that's what Splice is gonna be like now. Also, they decided to have an iMovie knockoff by, like when you delete something off your phone, like or your iPad, like a video that you used to make it. Well, now, if you do that, you can't continue working on your projects because they say you need these clips and stuff back. Why? First off, let me tell you a little bit about these things. First off, I think it's obvious. I think it's obvious to say that they waste, they take more space. And second, it's, you don't need all these projects. Do you? I don't think so. I don't understand, like, why the need to do that, Like, come on. So, yeah, it looks like Splice isn't going in the good direction that it should be going. But, I mean, they had done a lot of changing. They also did a bad thing. Now, when you're adding music to a video, now what it does is, at the end of your video, the music still continues to play. So, let's say, you did a 3-minute video or less, and the soundtrack is more than that. Well, when you first add the soundtrack there, the video will be longer because the music will still play when, it's kind of bizarre, really, to think about it. But that's what has happened to it. The music just doesn't play. It doesn't stop playing. It just plays and plays and plays. It doesn't stop. Non-stop, just constantly, everything. Which is kind of crazy that they would do that. But another thing they did, and I use VoiceOver, obviously, you guys know. And when I use it, they changed the time slider a little bit. So now you have to tap on a certain time. You can no longer swipe up and down to change the time slider, the time of your video. If you want to swipe up and down to change time, the time slider thing. You can move up and down your video, from one place to it from another. And they kind of, made it a little crazy for, I would say, me. Now, I have no idea why they had to do that, but they did. So, whatever. So, I don't understand it, but that's what they did. So, that's just them. Also, they also removed a lot of sharing options. And I told you that they had so many sharing options. Now, if you look in the screenshot that I gave you, like in the beginning of this video, you'll see all the changes, and that's pretty crazy. They just removed a lot of things. So, a lot of things were removed and changed, and so many things. I have a rant that I made about this. My thoughts about it on Google Docs. Link will be down below so you can read it. But yeah, it's turned into a not so good thing like it used to. I mean, it still has so many good things about it. The last thing, and before I go, the last thing they did was, okay, so let's say, before 4.0.0 came, they warned everybody before updating to export and save projects before they get deleted, because if you didn't, they would be deleted. Why? Like, seriously, why? Why didn't you need to clean everybody's projects? Like, why? The only good thing I would say about this is more storage, but that's it. Well, storage for your device, that is. But still, I don't see the need to remove every single project that you had. Like, you know. But it's a good thing they sent out a message before you updated it to it. Otherwise, if I didn't know, I would have been, pretty messed up. But when a greedy company takes over, you know how that is. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you thought it was really good, then make sure that you hit subscribe, share the video around, and this video will be embedded to the blogger page, and all that good stuff. And the rant that I kind of made on Google Docs will be down below, so if you want to read that, go click on the link below and you can read what it says. But it is quite shocking, to say the least. Especially I inserted the screenshots in the document. It's quite shocking. If you guys haven't used GoPro Splice back then when it was originally GoPro, well, you're out of luck now because it ain't made by GoPro anymore. So yeah, just for all these guys who used Splice back in the day. So I still have, I kind of removed it because it kind of sucked. I'm sure I could re-download it, but I kind of wanted to manage storage, but it's still stupid. But that's it for this video anyway. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully, I also let the developers know on Bending Spoons. I told the developers how bad it was. Hopefully, they see this video and realize how much they screwed it up and how bad it was to change from GoPro to Bending Spoons. So, yeah.